Well, as you know, Speedweek has been bringing you all of the rounds of this year's Australian Off-Road Racing Championships, and this weekend was going to be held at Sea Lake in Victoria. We're here at Sea Lake, and as you can see, absolutely atrocious weather conditions. The race is being cancelled by the organisers because the course has turned to slush, they can't get emergency vehicles in, and the race cars would have been stuck out there. They did, however, get through Prologue yesterday, and let's take a look now at what happened in that Prologue session. Sea Lake, the oldest off-road race in Australia, and since 1972 the cream of Australian off-roaders have been gathering on the June-long weekend in this tiny town in the heart of Victoria's Mallee. In 1999 the Sea Lake 400 would be the third round of the Australian Off-Road Championships. Again, the best off-roaders had flocked to Sea Lake for the challenge ahead. On a cold and blustery weekend in the middle of winter, this desolate course around Lake Tyrrell, a salt lake which gives a fast and challenging 100-kilometre lap, would be extremely hard for everyone involved. Weeks of rain beforehand had ensured the race would go ahead, albeit in soft and boggy conditions. A prolonged dry period during autumn had cast doubt over the event. A strange twist of irony, it would be rain that would cause the most problems over the weekend. Sea Lake attracts an enormous number of Class 5 sedans and utes, the fast and open conditions encouraging a long-standing Sea Lake tradition which stretches back to the early 1970s when the event attracted more than 200 entries. For the Prologue on Saturday, the organisers had selected a challenging short course around the spectator arena where the drivers could strut their stuff for the crowd as they raced to get a good starting position for the race itself on Sunday. The Class 5 two-wheel drives have an odd mix of vehicles. The car to watch would be Bernie Clohesi's Valiant Ute. While the Class 5 machines provide some amusement to the crowd, it was the big four-wheel drives and outright buggies which would be battling for serious starting positions and the fastest times. Les Sivier was leading the Class 7 battle in his Nissan Patrol as always after his adversary Jeff Pickering's accident at Kempsey. Pickering was back this time in a virtually standard long-wheelbase Mitsubishi Pajero, a former Australian safari vehicle. The Pajero would be at a disadvantage to the Sivier machine, but Pickering was keen to get back into the attack as the series unfolded. Sivier's attacking style was always a crowd pleaser. His Prologue lap was a good example of his hard-charging driving. Sevier stopped the clocks with a time of 4 minutes 21.18 seconds to be fastest Class 7 and right in amongst the buggies. Jeff Pickering pounded the Pajero around the course to be second fastest Class 7, 5.5 seconds behind Sevier.
We had a good run out there. It was a bit wet and slippery, but I think everyone had the same conditions, so it was quite good, yeah.
Jeff Pickering in a long wheelbase Pajero, not as much opposition tomorrow?
Well, I don't think it'll be as quick as his Evo was, but he was fairly fast today, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes tomorrow, yeah.
What's the plan of attack for you here at Sea Lake?
We'll just go out there and drive the car as fast as we can safely, and it's a pretty fast track, so it should be a pretty quick race, actually.
Well, Jeff, took a bit of effort to get here after the big crash at Kempsey, but you're here.
Yes, it sure did, John. The boys have worked very hard to get the car up to where we've got it today, and you know, a lot of long hours, 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, weekends, but we've finally made it.
Bit of adjustment to the long wheelbase Pajero from the Evo Pajero you were running in the first 2 rounds.
Unbelievable, actually. I guess getting in the car today for the first time and driving it really felt very, very different. I've had to adjust my driving style a lot just to do the Prologue.
And in the Prologue, you're a little bit slower than Les Sevier, but not too much.
Actually, a lot better than we anticipated. We've come in about 5 seconds slower, but gee, that, you know, we're very, very happy with that. I mean, that's the first drive of the car. Car felt very strong. As we gain confidence tomorrow, we'll improve on that.
Fabio Zaffati came to Sea Lake third in the national point score for the title and believed that in the slippery conditions his powerful four-wheel drive Pajero would be more than a match for the buggies over 4 laps of the tough 100-kilometre course. Zaffati blasted from the line in a determined manner, looking for a spot amongst the leading buggies to plan his race strategy for the following day.
Coming into a right two. Right two. Left 5. Watch the dip. Dip. Right 5. Right 5.
Zafati scored a time of 3 minutes 55.9 seconds to place him 9th on the start list for Sunday, a position he was quite pleased with. Well, Fabio, this course very fast, and the Class 1 and Class 9 buggies are going to be hard to catch tomorrow.
Yes, it is. It suits them, but I think that if we have a bit of rain, and the tables may turn.
There is a lot of slippery patches out there, and that obviously could favour you tomorrow.
Yes, well, that's what I'm hoping for. I think that we do have forecast for a bit of rain, and it may work to my advantage.
Happy with your Prologue performance today?
Yes, very happy actually. I don't really want to be first out on the track. I'd rather do the chasing than be chased.
The outright buggy battle was looking like another fight between series leader Terry Rose and his Chev-powered Raceco and the wild Jimco Toyota of Dion Simpson. Kempsey winner Mark Burrows was contesting the Fink Desert race, leaving the battle between these two high-powered combatants. Rose posted a time of 3 minutes 41.29 to be second fastest, while Simpson blew everyone away with his performance in the big Toyota-powered machine, posting fastest time to grab pole with a 3 minute 38.93, almost 3 seconds faster than Rose.
Yeah, I had a pretty good run. Like, I sort of wanted to be in the top 6, and I sort of got at the top of the 6, so I'm pretty happy about it, and it'll be a good place to start from tomorrow.
There are some pretty muddy patches out there and also some very fast stuff. How do you think you'll go tomorrow?
I don't know, like, we've had a few reliability problems lately, but hopefully we've got them sorted out and we should keep going. But like, I like the mud, and this place is good and fast, so it suits our car, so we'll hopefully have a good run.
Is it an advantage or a disadvantage to be first on the road?
Here it doesn't really matter because it's not so dusty. Like, at races where it's dusty, it is at a big advantage, but here it doesn't matter that much. Like, it wouldn't have worried me if I started like 10th, but it's not going to really matter that much.
Well, Terry, you're leading the championship coming to Sea Lake, and tomorrow it looks like you might be chasing Dion Simpson.
Yeah, Dion's there. He's going fairly well at the moment. I think he might have prologued or qualified quite well, so we'll see how we go.
His car is obviously well suited to this track.
Yeah, Dion's car's set up a little bit better. Not only that, he was here last year as well, and we're a little bit green on it at the moment. We haven't been here since 91, so we'll just see what happens.
You've had a few reliability problems at the Sea Lake before.
Hadn't been too kind to me, but hope we get a good run this weekend.
The slippery going caused a few problems for many of the buggies in the Prologue. Rain clouds gathering, there was a real question about how tough the race conditions would be the next day. Hard overnight rain had turned the roads into pure mud. And after a lot of soul-searching and thought, the organisers decided it would be necessary to have to cancel the race.
Unfortunately, out in the track, it's just, we've got sections out there, we're flat out getting through with four-wheel drive. So, that's our decision, we're going to live with it.
Well, Fabio, pretty disappointing the event's been called off.
Yeah, extremely disappointing, John. It's something that we don't need right here and now. Looking forward to a good, hard race, and unfortunately it's not going to happen.
Do you think that it's the wrong decision?
Personally, I do. We've raced under harder conditions, let's say muddier conditions, and we've all fought through and got to the finish line. I think this may have been a little bit too cautious a decision.
Well, as the event's been called off, you must be disappointed.
Yeah, very disappointed. We're looking forward to it. This is a good track, suits our car, and we have a lot of fun here. And it's just a shame that we can't go out there and race. It's a long way to come for nothing, but I suppose we're only 300 mile away. Some people have come 3,000 or 4,000 kilometres and got to go home, so it's more disappointing for them.
Do you think the decision was the right one?
Well, I don't know. I probably think that they should have asked the competitors what they wanted to do. Whether, you know, I think they would have had to race, but I think the trouble is getting, like George said, getting access if there's an accident. Like we do one lap around the lake, which is 100 kilometres, and there's no way that you can get a shortcut across to an accident. So without way of getting people out if there's a bad accident, I think he done the right thing and had to call it off.
It's on now to your home event in Griffith.
Yeah, Griffith will be the next one now, and let's hope this doesn't happen there.
Let's hope the weather is better in southern New South Wales than it is here in Victoria. As you can see, it continues to pour with rain. The weather's just getting worse.